Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Masks and Muses, our Dragon Age game here on Restless Barbarian Gaming. I'm your game master, Aloysius, here with all my lovely players tonight, who I will have introduce themselves. I can never do this part naturally; it's always so awkward. But we'll have everyone introduce themselves in a counterclockwise motion, starting with Diver tonight.
I'm Diver. I am here to provide the chaos quotient that you all are craving, and so I hope to not leave you disappointed in that regard. I often receive assistance from my fellow companions here, but I do my part to make sure there's at least a baseline of shenanigans. Yes, I am playing Aidan Kincaid. He is an Orlesian scholar currently. He is a man of ill repute and some level of infamy now, according to the authorities of Valroyo. But he is still well respected and has a loyal group of cult followers that he has managed to gather. Whatever the order of the acronym would be there. He is continuing to proceed with his plans after now being freed. He is unleashed on the city again with the help again of his faithful companions. So he is looking forward to more mischief and mayhem this episode. So,
which I'm sure will find him.
Yes.
Hey everybody, it's Tom. I play Buccio Viari. He is kind of become the party dad and the conscience, I guess, of the group. Probably the anti-Aiden at this point. He's wondering if we can put Aiden back because maybe things were a little quieter, a little more controllable when he wasn't around. But other than that, glad to be here.
Hi, my name's Vivi. I play Aosia. She is the circle mage, upset with being a circle mage, very much vehemently against the treatment the chantry eats down on mages, and is a libertarian, really believes that we should not have to fucking be here. And recently has had a little scandal of confession and loving with wet blanket, whose name is Frederick. So we're gonna see where that goes. I mean, she's also, I think, the supreme agent of chaos, very sure of herself. She knows everything except for some things.
Unmuted the wrong thing. All right. Hi, I'm T, and I will be playing Ade of the House of Montbéliard. I also second maybe we just leave Aiden here for just a second. It was a little bit quiet, but no, that would be mean. And we all need to try and get along for one session. So let's see if we can do it, team.
Yeah, maybe all you need is a sit down, because apparently that's all it took with Aosia, and now you're gal pals. So
we also had couscous.
You also had couscous, yes. All right, well, we're gonna pick up following day after the little rescue at the theater, and so, if I remember correctly, Buccio, you went back with Ade to the Montbéliard estate, and Aosia
on, that I'm sleeping on their couch every night. So
yeah. And Aosia, you were trying to bring Aiden back to the Circle Tower with you, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
He would go. I mean, he's happy to do more exploration of the Circle Tower. I can't remember what precisely we were going back for. I know it was for something related to the library, I think. I can't remember, but he's down for that.
Yeah, I think it was like for library research, and also because we were like, oh, like maybe it's not safe for you to go back just yet since you just got kidnapped by like the House of Repose or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we still have a contract out for you.
He doesn't care. For him that's just like good. Any publicity is good publicity for him, even contracts on his life. So, like that. This for him is he's a little bit reckless with his life. So yeah, he's not going to let that stop him. In fact, that's good for his reputation and his cult following. So that's how he sees it anyway.
I love the way his mind works.
I will just say, so I'm assuming Aiden would be, but which of the two of you are, Aiden and Aosia, are better at communications?
What do you have over there, Aiden?
I have, as far as communication, I have. He has a couple focuses in it, and he also has. Well, so he's got a big number of 14, but his bonus is +2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Better than mine.
Okay.
He can talk his way in and out of things with disturbing and alarming, effectiveness.
Yes. Well, while you have been, received at the Circle Tower before, I am going to need you to try and make a communications roll.
You're going to make me roll for it. Okay.
This time around, I am going to make you roll for it.
Yeah.
And because AOC is vouching for you, I'll give you a +1 to whatever you get.
Okay, and he's got dual focuses of persuasion and etiquette. So, would those?
I would say you would be able to apply your persuasion 1 to this. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. I gotta get my pizza out of the oven here. Because my oven's beeping at me. So that is a 10 plus the 2 plus the 1 plus the other one. That's 14. I think
All
it is.
right.
Yeah.
We'll say you get a few glances being in one until one of the guards like, well, someone is trying to kill him, and so the two of them end up letting you in.
Great. I hate to bail here. I just need to get my food. So I'll be right back.
All good. Do what you gotta do. Then we will sort of cut to House Montbéliard for the time being then. And I believe, Ade, did you set Bucci up in the servants' quarters?
Mm-hmm. Maybe probably in a servant's room that had to go complete some kind of delivery or task or whatever, maybe in another town. So they'll be gone for a little bit.
Till they show up, and I wake up and some guy's standing over a bed looking at me like, who the hell are you?
What are you doing in my room? Who are you?
Why are you in my bed?
Did they replace me?
Well, things move fast here with the estate.
Very true.
So I think, oh gosh, what day of the week is this? Is this during the middle of the week?
Yeah, we'll say it's the middle of the week.
Okay. Well, the best place to gather any information is obviously at a social event. Are there any social events being talked about?
Make me a cunning roll to see if you know of any noteworthy events happening in the near future.
Okay. Okay, I got a 14.
All right, 14. You know that there's not any like soirees or anything like that happening over the course of the week as far as you're aware. You do know that there will be a rather large gathering at the Grand Cathedral for the chantry in the next day, but not like a social gathering or anything like that, but could still be noteworthy.
Okay. Ade will make a note to bring that up to everyone, but she'll kind of just go and collect, I guess, Buccio from the servant's room that he's staying in. Because I feel like she's like, the earlier we leave every day, and also the later we come back every day, the less likely we are to get caught. It's just facts. It's just facts.
Facts. Sound plan.
So bright and early, rising with the sun, even.
He is probably dead asleep. This is probably the most comfortable thing he's slept on in a long time. So except for that hotel room, he sort of stayed in. So if you come in, he's probably like snoring his ass off, like So
immediately draws back the curtains. All right, gotta go. Come on. Come on.
He recoils like a vampire, and tries to put like a cover over his head. He's like 5 more minutes.
60 more seconds. We gotta go.
All right, he'll kind of get up and just kind of stretch, and he's like, oh my god. He's like, that was awesome. Thank you for letting me stay.
No. I realized I forgot my accent last time. But you're welcome. The facsimile of a French accent.
He'll put on his clothes and boots and just kind of cracks his neck a little bit. He's like, do I have to go out the window or?
No, we just need to leave before anyone else gets up.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
And she will excuse herself to give him privacy.
Okay. Oh yeah, I mean he probably sleeps, probably has to just put his pants on or something like that. I mean he's just, he only has 2 sets of clothes, so his everyday clothes and his nice clothes. So nice clothes.
Now he also has some servant's clothes.
Right.
Oh, that's true. So
Ade.
3 sets. Okay. Yeah. So
moving up in the world.
Yeah, he'll. So he'll get dressed and be ready to go.
Okay. Did we say where we were meeting? I don't think that we did this time.
I don't think you had specified a set meeting location this time around.
Okay. When Buccio's done, I think Ade's gonna say, well, in the haste to leave the theater, I don't know what accent is happening now. Whatever, we're not even worried about it. In an haste to leave the theater, that's gonna annoy me. That's gonna annoy me tonight. Sorry. It seems we forgot to make plans with our friends. Perhaps we should collect them from the town.
Sorry. Yeah. He also was kind of hesitant, kind of like, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess we ought to, because I don't know if I want to leave Yoshio around Aiden too long. I'm afraid he might be a bad influence.
Weren't you the one that said we all got off on a wrong foot? and both Aiden and Aosia are nice people?
Yeah.
It's like quite a change in tune.
He's like, old habits are hard to break. He's like, all right, yeah, let's go meet our new friends.
She will let Buccio lead the way because I don't think she's. Did she go last time? She did go. No?
No, she didn't go last time.
Yeah.
She would know where it is because you can see it basically everywhere in the city, but she might not know the exact path to get there or anything.
Yeah, she's also gonna like kind of trail. Like the closer they get, the further she kind of trails back. So this place is prison.
Yeah.
Well, actually, when they get to the front gate, I don't think anybody's gonna let them in.
Yeah, I would say,
Friends away blanket.
yeah. I say so. As you're heading there, we'll sort of cut to the White Spire. Aosia and Aiden, once you got into the White Spire, sort of what did the past evening / morning look like for the two of you?
What did we do?
My first question, this is for Aosia, is did we encounter Lieutenant Frederick, otherwise known to our fans and audience as Wet Blanket? And if so, was there some interaction there that Aiden certainly would have picked up on, some difference in the chemistry there, and the interactions, that because Aiden was there the first time, and of course fully well knows Aosia's well commented feelings and opinions on Templars in general. So he would be shocked if there was a more friendly rapport here. So yes, that's my first question.
I'll roll for it. See if you had a chance encounter with him on the way back. Yes, you do end up seeing him.
And I can hear the cheering from all the Fredosia stands out there, Just...
Woo! Who said that?
Yeah, and so Aiden is he's gonna take note of this. There's going to be things that he notices here between the energy between these two. So yes.
So it's probably like when I'm sneaking Aiden into like my room or quarters.
Yeah.
I don't know if like we have separate rooms in the Mage Tower, but wherever it is, I sleep.
Aiden's fine in staying with Aosia in her quarters.
Yeah, a lot of in the circle mages, at least it. Well, you're like an enchanter, so I would say you have your own quarters since you've passed your harrowing, as opposed to apprentices who will all have like shared quarters and that sort of thing.
Okay. So yeah, on the way there, and I'm just talking with Aiden. I'm like, yeah, and so I talked with Reese, and I was like, oh my god, like he's in so much trouble. We need to help him, and Reese was kind enough to contact you. But I'm sorry that he killed all your magical fans in the dream world.
Yeah. He had no respect whatsoever for like the congregation and the gathering that I had worked so hard to.
But I mean, I understand that you worked really hard for the congregation, but you did have 3 desired demons ready to you, and
you made it back.
They didn't call themselves that, right? And I feel like honestly, Aosia, there's some more research that may need to be done here. I think they may very well be misunderstood by the general lore, and because they called themselves, if I remember correctly, they called themselves choice spirits, and so that's they were not designed. In fact, they've been painted and slandered even in the popular literature. So. I've made some political and spiritual inroads and connections with them, and I've really done my part to set the record straight on our misunderstandings about them and their spiritual beings. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I see you brought a friend.
Oh, we know this person, don't we? Yes, we do. I'm sorry, what was your name again? I remember a name, but I'm not certain whether that's correct or not.
Knight Lieutenant Frederick.
Lieutenant Frederick. Yes, you have more than one name, don't you? Aosia, you know me. I'm good friend of Aosia's here.
Yes, I do remember.
Yes, I remember you too. I mean, I'm hard to forget, but like you make an impression. Yeah. Are you here to escort us, or are we good to go? Or Aosia, is this normal?
You may go. I would suggest not discussing cavorting with demons so openly, but yes.
Well, of course. Yeah, I understand that there are certain oppositional views. And he's going to wink at it, Aosia. he's going to be like, not everyone is of the same opinion. Certain people are not as accepting.
No, Aiden, it's okay. We'll talk about it in my room. We'll have fun, scholarly discussions, sleepover. We can draft up essays against each other, in defense of our opinions.
That sounds so. That sounds wonderful.
And we can
make
it timed, so it's a further challenge. So we have to kind of go off what we know, and have to make the essay within a certain period, and then present and debate.
Oh, perfect. Mm-hmm. She's great, isn't she? He's gonna looking right at Lieutenant Fred, just she's so great. I can't wait to stay up all night with her, coming up with these scholarly activities and everything.
And he'll just say, yes, she is great. I did not mean to interrupt your conversation. And he'll look over to Aosia and smile and say, have a good night. And then he'll start walking away.
He'll be pretty much gone. She'll be good night! Anyway, let's go to my room. Mm-hmm.
Lead the way.
It gets so stuffy in this tower. It's so crazy. The ventilation is horrible.
Breathe. Oh, it's just, I was in a place that was pretty stuffy for the last couple nights, and now...
Yeah, no, that was kind of bad. Yeah, you had a bag over your head.
I did. And this is kind of comparable, but you're a breath of fresh air. So, so lead the way.
Yes. And I'll take him to my room. It's very much messy and eclectic. There's an assortment of pretty stones, on a drawer, and a large mirror with all these different kind of probably, I don't know how much they control goods in the tower, but some of these are probably not regulation. And she's got a bed that is actually two beds put together because she wanted more room to sleep. And it's just covered with pillows and just blankets, just so much. And there's one very nice fur rug by the bed too. And she's like, watch your shoes off, and I can get you a night dress to sleep in if you want, or something like that.
That would be amazing. This is so much more comfortable than what I've been used to.
It's so breezy, and then it's a lot easier when you have to go to the bathroom. All you have to do is lift, not put down and bring up.
And he will of course shed his attire and then put that on and just kind of vogue with it a little bit. It's oh, this is so good, and just it really feels nice against the skin, and so he is it's clear that you prioritize your comfort. I respect that so much.
I have a sealed one that I rarely use because it's just so pretty, but sometimes it's very nice, and I I quite like it. It feels very good on the skin. But yeah, I mean, I like having nice things. A
Oh,
lot of the times it's
cool.
just we dress like nuns. Nothing wrong with dressing like a nun.
You've been
Or
repressed
none.
here in more than one way, and I'm glad that you have claimed at least some. You've taken back at least some part of, the little luxuries, right? I've often said to others that I can live without the necessities as long as I have the little luxuries. So that's this. We're on the same page. We are
Very
vibing
often,
here.
yes.
Yeah.
But we must dissuade this notion about the demons, Aiden.
Aosia, you know what? This is one of the reasons why I respect you. You can bring the counter argument. You can present the other side in a rhetorical and a persuasive fashion, and it helps to sharpen my own words and my own position, my own argument. So we can do this, and you can play that part because you are very familiar with it. And then I can go work through and strengthen my argument as well, that these are beings that deserve another look, and that they have been misrepresented and misunderstood in the literature, and that we need to reconsider our position towards them. And I would love to spend all night discussing that with you, and really solidifying that position, really adding support to it, and telling you of all the dreams that I've had with these beings that I've cultivated a relationship with. So
Aiden, I'm going to have a very fun few hours because we will have to be sleeping later.
yeah.
Being this beautiful does require some beauty sleep. But
Indeed.
I will have a very fun time dissuading your notions and ripping into your argument, because this is honestly really bad, Aiden. What do you mean you're having demons in your dream all the time?
I love your energy. Like, just rip into my argument all the time. Like
Aiden, I'm very worried.
Yeah, I know you are, and that's you have every right to be concerned. But I am here. I am feeling great. This room is very comfortable, and I can't wait to sleep on that bed. Like that.
3 desire demons, Aiden. 3.
Yes, choice spirits. Aosia, choice spirits.
Demons from
Choice
the Fates.
Spirits, misunderstood. Yeah.
I don't think so. They're
love your
possessors.
gemstone
Like
collection
if you
here.
had the ability to, when somebody was sleeping, going into somebody's skin and then like possessing their body and making them do your bidding, it's just like a violation of one sentient being's, will and ability over another's. And yes, perchance there's a way for these demons, or as you would like to call them, spirits, to have another vessel that they do not have to harm, but they are only accessible by using the people through their dreams. And you know who that presents a great threat to? The people who have the dreams. It's not good. And they will say anything to you, especially a desire demon. Aiden, I think you've been groomed.
I hear what you're saying.
Or
I
severely
do.
manipulated.
They have not
abused.
tried to actually violate me in that way.
But that's how they get you. They talk to you very nice, and they make you think that they're your friend, and they say, oh, woe is me, I'm so misunderstood, like I'm just a sad demon in the fade, and wouldn't it be nice if we could work together, if you could understand me more, if we could do these things? And then next thing you know, you've mass murdered the village.
See, I have a different perspective from them, because I hear, and at least from what I've seen, they want to be my allies, right? And we need allies, and so they are here to support and encourage.
Because they want your body.
I mean, can I really blame them for that? Honestly,
This debate goes on for some hours. Until eventually both of you get so tired that you just pass out.
Yeah.
She was like, they won. And yeah, she nods off.
Yeah.
Yes. I would say both of you nod off, and then eventually the morning comes.
They sleep in late.
All right, so sleeping in late, which leads to Buccio. You arrive back at the White Spire. Ade trailing somewhere behind you.
Oh, he'll wait for her.
You got this.
Okay.
This
All
is
right.
the
So
kind of
then
you watch from a distance.
that's fine.
How about-
He'll go up and I assume there's probably a guard outside. He can't just go up and like just tap 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 on the door.
Yeah, there's two Templars
Exactly.
standing guard
Exactly
outside
why.
the door.
Yeah.
She's
All right.
gonna observe a bird flying somewhere in the opposite
And,
direction.
And he'll stop and just kind of look it up and good morning, gentlemen.
And one of them nods at you.
I am here to see the lady Eosia.
And
You didn't sign into the dorm. I don't think you're allowed to be there.
Yeah.
This is the girls' only dorm, sir. No. He just asks her Eosia.
It was the way that you were just kind of staring at the screen for a second. Like, come on, do this.
And one of them says, "You can wait in the main entryway," and opens up the door for you.
Very well. And he'll stroll in and probably find like a good place to sit and wait where you can get like a good view of anything. So
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty open room, so pretty much wherever you sit, you're bound to
okay.
be able to get a good view of the area.
Yeah, he wants to just watch and just listen to conversations if he can hear anything and blend in as much as he probably can. So
All right. You sort of sit down, and then Aosia and Aiden, a few minutes after the Buccio arrives, you hear on your door.
Who is it?
You have a visitor.
Is that what blanking at the door?
It is not.
Ugh. Okay, I don't have to get changed into my nice shift then.
These guys they don't respect any kind of scholarly repose.
You know, they do nothing. They just stay up in the wee hours of the night watching, the shadows on the wall. So they don't understand the stimulation we had last night.
What kind of person comes up for that kind of position? Oh my god.
Why don't you look? There's a bowl with some water there. Wash your face. If there's something from the closet you'd like to borrow, go ahead.
You've got enough. You got a lot of nice robes in here.
Yeah, some very cute ones. Some of them are a bit cheeky, but whatever suits your taste. And she's gonna open up the door and be like, "Yes."
You see, sort of, middle-aged, Templar, who looks pretty annoyed to having to, come and, get you, and, he just says, "As I said, you have a visitor waiting for you."
Oh, okay. You can go.
Please do not keep them waiting. I don't want it to become a thing.
Yes,
and then he,
yes. Yada, yada, yada.
And then he walks away.
All right, Aiden, we have to get dressed in like 30 minutes. No, actually, it might be Bukyo. So we should get ready in less than 10. If it had been somebody else, we would have made them late. Or like we would have been late, fashionably late, but we don't want to do that to Buki.
It's not the first time where I've had to kind of get dressed in short order, so
Yeah. Help me choose a few colors. And I'm just gonna start throwing stuff out. Be like,
this looks really good. This right here matches with your
it's
skin
a good
tone.
teal.
Yeah,
I like
exactly
teal.
right. Yeah,
And with this orange goes great.
Mm-hmm. He puts on his normal clothes with like his coat of many things, and so basically, because he can't really leave home without that, and it's got many things in it. So, yeah. So he is mostly gonna get himself dressed and ready in short order, and then help Aosia be her best
Yeah,
self.
you could just tie the
Yeah.
strap here. Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah. Hooks everything together. Makes sure that her hair is done up properly, and that she's looking her best. Because you should always look your best. So
putting a little bit extra effort into it today.
absolutely,
And,
yeah.
She walks out. She's like, "Come, Aiden, we have to go." With her staff and everything, looking around the halls.
I say you do see, sort of like as you're walking towards the stairs, you do see Frederick posted outside the library.
She's gonna
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna be like, she's gonna wait until Aiden's distracted and talking, and she's just gonna give him a.
And he sort of gives a subtle wave and is sort of mouths hi.
Immediately, she just looks away from him furiously. She's like,
And Aiden is just going to come down the steps with her after a moment of harassing everybody else that he passes by with introductions and words and things like that. And he's going to be like, my God, that was really that was a night to remember. I have not had a vigorous scholarly debate with someone who can actually talk on my level for quite some time.
Yeah, you lasted very long. Not often, people keep up with me. So
right, exactly, and we must do this again.
Yes, your arguments were so flexible at times too. It was honestly so shocking. Some of them they just took me straight from behind.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, and so I can't. You are equally intense and just it leaves me speechless, and that's not something I can say about everybody.
No, yes. I hadn't had you pegged for somebody with such a great vocabulary in some ways. You were pulling out some great resources I haven't read,
Buccio, you hear this conversation echoing down the stairway as two familiar voices begin to get closer and closer.
Yeah, he'll probably stand up and just kind of watching. He's probably a little worried about Eosia, but he kind of listens to some of the banter, and then the worry kind of subsides a little bit because he's like, all right, she's holding her own. He's a wolf, but she seems like she can handle herself.
Aiden is going to cock his arm out so that Eosia can put her hand through if she wants,
Obviously.
Exactly.
He's escorting her down the stairs.
Yes, exactly. And so, they come down together, step in step, just having this banter and conversation. Oh, look, Buccio! There you are!
Oh! Hugs?
Of course, he comes up, gives her a hug.
Yep. Waist level, yeah.
Yeah. He just kind of looks up at Aiden. He's like, Aiden.
Aiden's gonna reach over and ruffle his hair and hey, Buccio, how's it going? God, if I could just tell you all the details of last night, it was amazing. I haven't had a vigorous conversation like that in ages. She really knows all her stuff and knows things I didn't even imagine. So yeah, so good to see you. By the way, you're looking well. Like you slept well too. Am I wrong about that?
I did. I actually got some sleep. My friend Ade gave me a good place to sleep.
Yeah, super comfortable. Multiple pillows, fur rug, because that's what I experienced.
He's like, well, it's better than a sack.
That it is. You've slept on. You've slept. You've had it pretty rough, haven't you, Buccio?
Not the easiest, but
yeah,
I'm here.
Life. Yeah, it's amazing you're still here with us today. I don't know if I would have survived that kind of treatment.
No, I don't think you're tough enough.
Yeah. I am a creature of comfort, that's for sure.
The last 2 days.
The last 2 days have been just apart from last night, of course, have been traumatic, to say the least. I'm still going to have to spend decades recovering from it, but I will write about it. I will write about it. Yes, this travesty against me will be known.
We should meet with Ade and then figure out what we're doing for today, and walk and talk, and maybe we can get churros and fried squid again.
Oh, I would love that.
Yes.
Food sounds good.
Food always sounds good. Come.
He's probably a little distracted still, but he's.
I had a rough night.
yeah. But he's like, yeah, let's. Are you allowed to leave? Yes, yeah.
Yes. So my party pass is always available as long as I don't leave the city, But aside from that, I have access to all areas that don't say I'm trespassing.
And she's got a chaperone. Like I'm a known.
Yeah, I have chaperone.
Yeah, exactly right. And we can absolutely look after her. Have we not done that already? I mean, the tower here knows, right, who I am. And I'm sure they trust you, even though you had problems in the bathroom, the last time you were here. Like it's.
Oh, don't remind me about that.
Oh God, I know, right? I'm just so glad that that has passed.
Is Wet Blanket around at all?
No, he's back. Yeah, he's back. He's back on an upper level near the library. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he doesn't have to play up the all the drama from the bathroom. So okay. So he's like, yeah. Why don't we step out for brunch?
I am famished. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll probably just kind of lead them out the door.
Yes, lead the way, Bukyo.
Is Ade's at a viewing distance, I guess?
Yeah, Ade, after what feels like forever, eventually, your three companions do exit from the White Spire.
Should have time to take out like a small journal and just start taking some notes.
Yep.
They were gone so long.
Ade!
Oh, Elsia. Hello, Aiden.
Are you one for hogs?
Sure.
Hogs!
And she does like the lip. And she's like, okay, good hug. Yes.
It's good to see you. I'm loving your dress. You look great.
Thank you. You look wonderful and well rested, Aiden.
Thank you. I know.
Better than the state we found you. So.
And Aiden will comment, Ade. It's good to see you again. He's you can tell he wants to say other things, but he realizes that certain other things he wants to say have led to less than desirable results. So he's just like, he's just going to leave it there. Yeah, and so
she's like, oh, now this is a nice change.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beos is gonna stage whisper to him and be like, "Hey, then, Okio said you're supposed to apologize to Ade."
Is that what he said?
Because he made me do it, so you have to do it too.
Well, then I shall make a note of it.
No, don't make a note. Do it.
Okay. Right
I
here?
would think about doing it, but who's to say?
Yes, I know it seems like bad at first, and she's gonna like, 1 minute, guys, and she'll turn around like so their backs are facing like Ade. Yeah, you can hear everything.
Okay.
Like
She's gonna look at Buccio like
semi-scheming circle. Aiden, so we were kind of in the wrong. I know, crazy, but we were like, as much as like she was kind of mean to us, but that's because like our vibe wasn't welcoming. Like we did not use the welcoming vibe because you like doxed her in front of like the bar, and you were like basically giving her like name and address to
I was
all
just
these
trying to give her the
unknown.
recognition she deserves.
And I appreciate that. That's always a great thing about you. You're so well intentioned.
Yeah.
But Ade is not that kind of girl. Like, me, you're like, oh my God, Aosia of the White Spire. I'm like, well, fuck the White Spire, but that's where I'm from.
Renowned enchantress and member of the Libertines, and I mean, you have at least 6 titles in my mind.
Exactly. It's a reflection of my self-nobility. But
Right.
Ade, is a
No
low-profile person,
Yeah.
People knowing where she goes all the time is not good. Not good.
See, I don't understand that at all, because I want everybody to know where I'm at all times.
A lot of times we don't need understanding, we just need acceptance.
That's what I was trying to tell you about the choice spirits. But and so
that does not apply. That is a physical danger.
and he was like, okay, I got you. You can. I get it. Message received. And then he's going to turn around and like,
Do they know that we can hear them?
Of no importance whatsoever. It's like I don't even know who you are. I submit for your consideration my humblest apologies for any previous oversteps or missteps or misunderstandings that may have taken place. I will keep my distance both in recognition and as well as physically and pretend that you are not even somebody of any matter of import.
Aiden, first of all, breathe.
Yeah.
The sorry got a little lost in there.
I accept your apology.
Oh, good. I want us to be on the best.
You
of terms.
don't? Yes. Wonderful. Yeah. We must work together. That's fine.
Yes. Collaborate.
I operate very hush-hush. Just don't tell everyone my business. That's it.
Ixnay on the reputation, eh? I got it. Yeah.
It's a secret, right? We love secrets.
We love secrets. Yes, exactly. I love the published secrets, but I will keep yours unpublished. Yeah.
But the best ones are the ones between friends. But only this group right here.
Yes.
These 4 people.
It's a friend secret.
No one else.
Yeah, no one else. I don't even know who you are. Yeah, I've never met you before in my life. Yeah.
Yes. No friends of friends. Just
the square, the base square.
If you ever want to change that, though, don't hesitate to let me know. I can make you famous.
I appreciate that sentiment.
Yeah.
So,
where are we brunching?
What? Brunch?
Brunch.
Squid!
Squid?
Yeah.
Those are... And I feel like I'm partially being pulled over into Aosia's realm. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm so lost in the sea, y'all. So it might just be Tiana speaking tonight, and that's fine. Those are an interesting combination. Cinnamon, sugary, sweet with squid.
It was more like churro, squid. But we could be like a
pregame.
I mean, if you don't want churro or squid, we can do something else. It's just the first thing that came to my mind. There's I think I snuck out early at one day and I saw that there was a very nice stall that did these little fried breads and they give you warm tea with milk and spices in it. It was very good too.
There's also is there shawarma? GM, is there shawarma? Surely.
Swarms of what?
Shawarma?
And he's just clueless. Swarms of what?
I feel
sounds Antivan to me.
Make me.
He just kind of crosses his arms well, fuck you very much. So,
make me a cunning roll to see if you know anywhere that serves a shawarma.
Eventually we'll get back to margarine.
And a good fucking shawarma. Please don't fuck this up. For
Bukyo, it might be
me-
like when the people eat bugs, you know, like some people like something, I think it's called like a pupa or like a pupusa. I don't know.
17.
17. Okay, you know the best shawarma place in the city.
Well, yes. I probably could have used that roll for something else, but that's all right if this is where my luck
Yeah,
goes.
yeah, it's like that authentic Antivan cuisine.
There's this wonderful stall that just opened up not even 4 months ago. Shawarma, let's go. On me, let's do it.
I wonder if they have crickets.
I would love a chocolatey cricket right now. Yeah.
I never had bug.
Oh, you're missing out.
I don't know.
There's an entire cuisine, Aosia, that you've
What
never
about-
even had the pleasure of partaking in.
So you make yourself
Well,
the, you make your way
Yeah.
to the shawarma stand.
All right. She'll just essentially kind of order up a few different things so that they can all just kind of like pick and choose. Hello, cat. Get out here.
Ooh.
I love
He
it.
pulls out a half-drunk bottle of wine, and opens it up, and he's like, "Oh well, you always need wine with any kind of meal, so morning, noon, or night."
It's like 9.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
it's
in the
wine
morning.
o'clock somewhere. Okay, so yeah.
1 o'clock.
And realistically, this stall is a kind of like an Antivan Ravani fusion style.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Not
yeah.
medieval at all.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. That's right. Yeah.
It's Val Royale, the greatest city in the world.
It's true. It's true.
All right.
Very good. Very good.
So, I think, sorry, there's a cat just getting closer and closer. Back up, bud.
This is really delicious. I've never had it. The shawarma stuff is really. Yeah.
Yes, eat your fill. Absolutely.
Which is
I
like,
love
thank
this
you.
place.
Yeah.
Yes, of
You've
course.
been too kind to me.
You're so
Magnifique.
nice out there.
Well, consider it an apology, another apology for how I acted as well in the tavern.
Oh,
Oh,
think
now you're
nothing of it.
double nice out there. That's like times 3 nice even.
And honestly,
Like times 1.5.
about that tap, and then he stops and he decides to not say anything.
Character growth. No, I'm joking.
So I was thinking, one thing that we don't know is where to find more information about the group we're looking for or who hired them.
Mm.
But if there is one place where gossip is sure to run rampant, probably anywhere you have a bunch of bigwigs, whether religiously affiliated or the nobility themselves. Now, I don't think there are any parties that I really know of coming up this week. However, there will be an extremely large gathering. I don't know if it's extreme. I'm just taking words out of the GM's mouth. Extremely large. Thousands of people.
Sure.
Anyone will be there at the church. They're gonna bust it down. All right, doing the chant of light and everything. Party of the year. So,
Oh
anyways,
boy.
but there will be a rather large gathering at the church. I think tomorrow. Is this something maybe we want to check out? See if we can glean any information or gossip.
Maybe Aiden should go into a disguise so we can ask around at the party and be like, oh my god, like I heard this person had been kidnapped or something recently. He was a big figure on the Orlesian campus. and then we could like use leading questions like that, like like kind of just like gossip, and then hear what people know about it and be like, oh my god, like I wonder who could have done it. I heard like from one person, they were saying it was like, I don't know, house of like your nose, but somebody said that it was actually the house of repose, and then somebody else was like, no, it's the house of three toes. So we could like kind of muddle the waters and see who has a
Start a
clear
rumor
line.
to get a better rumor. Okay, I like that.
I do that all the time in the White Spire. Yeah, I like I'm looking at the first enchanter, and I'm like, I need some like dirt on the first enchanter, and so I'll start a rumor about the first enchanter and be like, he shit his pants last Tuesday, and then like I will let it circulate the gossip circles, and then people will give me gossip about him because I'll be like, oh my god, like, can you believe it? And they'll be like, you know what? Also, he doesn't like his feet stink and all his shoes stink, and I'm like, oh my god, that's so bad. And then they'll be like, he actually likes reading something called Pink Petal Paradise, and I'll be like, holy shit. And I'm like, he has like porn mag under his pillow or something. But so we find out, right? Because once you make yourself available for it, but we have to like do it with a reserved caution. And this is something, I think Bukyo, you can be pretty good at this because you give like you're like, oh, I'm nonchalant, the gossip does not bother me. You're like, I don't even care. And that aura is what makes people want to tell you things. They're like, oh, you don't care? Well, let me tell you something juicier. And then you're like, chump change. And then you're like, oh, I'll tell you something even juicier. And then you get the truth.
I can do that too. I get people talking about things all the time.
Aiden, the thing is that you were the person
He looks up. You don't know when to shut up, though. That's the problem.
That's precisely my strength, my skill, is like I tell people all sorts of things and get them interested.
But also, I think Aozio was trying to say you were literally the victim. So maybe that's not a great idea.
So, like, if the victim shows up while we're questioning things about the victim,
I see your point.
You might have
maybe
to
I shouldn't be there at all though, because I don't know what I can do if I can't talk.
As a priest, as a brother, whatever. Yeah.
A homie of the church.
Yes.
Do I mean, think about
You're
it
an
for a second.
actor. You could act
This is
any
a
role.
It's really difficult for me though. Like it'd be like dressing me up as a blanket.
You're not up to the challenge.
A little humility would be good.
That's not what I got from you, Aiden. In the short time we've known of each other, you not being up to the challenge, now that's preposterous. She knows, she gets it now, how his brain works, but she's just gonna...
It's okay if you can't, Aiden. We can figure something else out.
Is it because of the kidnapping?
He might be too traumatized.
Confidence? You, Aiden?
He seemed really shaken up.
It was a traumatizing experience, but I'm thinking about it now, and I'm sure that
your own demons.
We can. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let it not be said that I am not a team player, and I will. You know what? It's everybody's got to push their boundaries just a little bit.
You've ever done.
Yeah. You know what? You're right. You're right. I should rise to the challenge.
If not you, then who?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and yeah, I'm ready. I'm on mission. I can do this. Yeah, I should have never doubted myself. You're exactly right. Yeah, I can do this. Yeah.
Then it sounds like we have somewhere to be and to get ready for tomorrow. Probably shouldn't just show up as we normally are. Need to maybe acquire some things for our friend here. Some appropriate clothing for us.
Is there a way to acquire robes?
What chantry robes?
Yeah.
I can probably...
The White
Spire
like might have some.
Like if there's the laundry, they get dropped off or whatever.
Yeah, that's
the clothesline.
Yeah. The clothesline, yeah, it's true.
Just hanging out in the breeze,
Yeah, you gather the two best places to try and acquire chantry robes would either be the Grand Cathedral itself or the White Spire, because the White Spire does have a few chantry lay people who are there.
So you figure they gotta, they have a change of robes or something like that. They throw them in the, the laundry basket or whatever. And
A few habits. Yeah.
yeah.
So, question. Is Aiden the only one dressing up like a priest, essentially?
But Buccio could. He could
Okay.
dress up.
Because I was
He's an
going
altar
to say,
boy.
then Aosia and Ade could dress up as, maybe either attendants, like to nobles or whatever.
Would they recognize Eosia?
But if we wanted to talk to nobles, would they let attendants talk to them?
Yeah.
I think they can wear masks.
Well, it's true.
True.
And I have one that you can wear.
Yes, in fact, wearing masks
The house
is
colors.
encouraged amongst, nobility and nobility servants and all that.
Okay.
That's not a bad idea.
Go Team Babe. So,
Don't think they- Where's the other bee coming from?
I don't know. I just threw it in there.
Team Bay. Yeah.
Or it's more like Team Ba.
How? And I'm thinking, would this ever be an event that a mage would be going to officially?
Maybe like openly as I say openly as a mage, like probably very specific circumstances.
We can get you a mask. We can get you a dress. We can do your hair.
Huh. Oh, I always loved Jessa. Because I had this whole idea. I was like, well, if we're going to the church, maybe we can bring somebody from the church who might help us, but it might not
Your
work.
boyfriend?
Huh?
What? Your boyfriend?
I don't have a boyfriend.
Your boyfriend?
Boyfriend? What? You haven't told me about this?
We were busy last night, and Wet Blanket and I, after the tumultuous journey of having to have Reese come in and speak to you through dreams, I was so fed up with him because I spoke with a very wise woman, and she revealed to me my potential ignorance, and I
12-year-old.
She was very wise for her age, and I spoke with him. And Aiden, if you heard the things he said, it was just like, he's like an actual human being. Like, he has like feelings and like emotions, and he's not like just like some big bad symbol of why the church is bad. Like, he's hot. And he also has a heart. Like, have you seen his chest? It's big. And him, he's also big. It's a very nice proportion.
I could help this along.
And then I kissed him like on the cheek. I know. I regretted it like as I left the spire, because I was like, what if he thinks like I'm fast? But like, he was like, oh, like I admire you, and I see things about you, and I think you're like really gorgeous, and you're like a goddess, and you're the prettiest person I've ever seen in my life. And like, oh, if I could spend the rest of my life worshiping at your feet, Eosia, I'd die a happy Templar. But I had
He's
things
more
to do.
eloquent than I gave him credit for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's a poet. He's a bit of a poet,
Yeah. He's keeping it all locked in. He doesn't give that impression at all.
I used to taunt him about it because I was like, like you're looking at me like, what? Do you think I'm hot or whatever? Yes. He did.
In so many passionate words. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, it was the smoldering stare that I thought was like mutual hatred, but rather he had not just lust but love in his heart.
You think he's just shy? Like he doesn't give off that vibe at all. I
think I just intimidated him a little bit. I'm just like such a strong and powerful woman, and I'm also just like drop dead gorgeous. And so I bet in his head he was like, oh, like how could she ever want me? Like I'm just
he feels like he doesn't measure up.
I hated him at that time. So like with
good reason.
He didn't measure up at that time. But now he's good. But anyway, I was just thinking like, it would be a good idea. Like, it could be an excuse. Like, he brings me, escorts me to the party. We have like, legitimate reason for being there. But then I realized since we're going to the church, it's probably not likely that a mage is going to be at the chantry church party because they don't like mages in the first place. So like, even though he does have connections to the church, it doesn't make like, sense for me to be there with the connections to the church.
He could go with you.
I know that's what I was saying, but like, I don't think that's a valid plan because it doesn't work anymore.
Why not?
I don't know.
Because he's got feelings for you?
No. It's like because I'm going as a servant now. So like I wouldn't need like a Templar escorting me. But I could ask him if he has off tomorrow. And then I could be like, hey, do you want to go do something together? And he'll be like, oh, like what? And I'm like, go spy and get information at a chantry party.
Well, and here's the thing. We don't know, because he keeps everything locked up, so tight. We don't know if he would even approve of this kind of deception or plan.
But it's not deception. Like, we're just trying to investigate who kidnapped you.
But do you really know him, Aosia? Do you really feel like you know him? Do you feel like he could be trusted?
I feel like he's really pretty. No.
I get it. I do. Yeah. I'm worried that he might be like a wet blanket.
I will ask him and I'll be like, look, it'll be like when like you did the whole confession thing when I was like, look, we're going to say something. And if it isn't cool, we're just going to forget about it. And if we don't forget about it, I'll just kill you. I also have a memory spell. I mean, like, I could lure him in with my charm. And then like when it goes badly and then he's like, I don't want to spy on the chantry. I'll be like, it's okay. Give me a quick kiss. Zap.
Yeah.
Your memories.
Amazing. I'd love to see that actually. And you know what? I will help facilitate this with you. It'll like make the story more convincing and everything like that. And I will also, I'm going to do you a solid. I'm just going to like help this relationship along and I'm going to put in a good word for you with him. Just scholar to Templar, I believe I can get to him. I can yes. Yes.
It's nice to have an advocate. That's what it means to be an ally.
Yes,
not the desired demon, but
no. They want to be allies too. They're just misunderstood. Like I am sometimes. I really honestly like feel empathy for them because I am often misunderstood.
Aiden, we have to get back to planning.
Okay. My apologies. I was just getting excited about the idea of and also looking out for you. So yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
So we're gonna sneak in as
We are.
servants. And you guys are going to be like priests.
I'll be a lay sister.
You'll be a girl?
Yes. You have great makeup kits in your. I bet we could do this up. Yeah. And I'm pretty trim. I could fit into like one of those nun.
We could give you some stuffing.
Absolutely. And I can. They don't talk too much. I can just go ahead and. So yeah.
Get a balloon, fill it with some water.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a great idea. So yeah.
And just rub up against him too hard. Just.
Listen, it worked in Wild Wild West with Will Smith.
It's like, I have a condition. Sorry.
My boob just deflates sometimes.
Does that. And Ada and we will go in masks and be like attendants. How do you attend to a noble?
Well, that's the fun part. Because no one from my house will be there, we're not really attending anyone. And also, there's not a whole lot of ducal families. So therefore, most of the other families, we can just ignore them.
Ade, this is a brilliant idea. You know what? We should get stuff now. Bukio and Aiden, I can try and get you some stuff from the White Spire. And
I've seen your kit. Like I'm confident we can pull this off.
We can pull this off. Mm-hmm. And then Bukio, I will try and get something for you in your size. There are a few child trainers in the White Spire.
He's like, thank you.
Like apprentices, like they're like some young ones who do like community service, in my jail cell.
I don't think we have time to find a seamstress. So.
We'll work it out.
I was just thinking about that.
If anything, we'll roll up. They usually wear like just robes. So if anything, we'll just cinch the waist and roll it up and do some stuff.
Pick him.
And now I'm picturing somebody going, "Is it tight in the crotch? Turn around."
Here, walk. Let me know if if they're tight on the toes.
Can you crouch down in those? Sorry.
Exactly. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for telling the whole store.
When you sit, does it dig?
Oh boy.
Be honest with me.
Your butt's still covered when you sit? Okay.
Is your underwear peeking out? Let me see.
Oh boy.
Ah.
All right. So we are on clothing collection drive and mask. We get prepped. What time is the party tomorrow? Like, is it like an afternoon kind of thing or like a late night?
It's like at
looks
it's
to
like
the sky.
it's like at noon.
I
Today?
believe it's
Early
around
dinner?
noon.
No, tomorrow.
Oh,
Noon
okay.
tomorrow.
All right. So why don't we get the stuff ready today? We'll spend today doing like the group project work,
God.
and then we execute tomorrow.
It's
Okay.
planned.
What time should we meet tomorrow?
10:30,
10.
So precise.
45.
10. You have
Put
to
it
get
in.
dressed. We have to do your hair. We have to do your makeup.
Oh,
even
yes,
though we're
10.
wearing masks.
Yes, but like you have to have everything ready. But put it in, Ade.
Put it in.
10.
10.
Day.
10.
Team Bay.
Okay.
Team
She
Bay.
puts it in.
Meet at 10 on 3. 1, 2, 3.
3.
Meet at
Meet at
10.
10.
Very good.
Well,
We even have a handshake already.
All right.
This cat's tail.
All right, so you're gonna spend the rest of the day getting ready for your little excursion
Tete-a-tete?
tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, a sound plan. All right, so at the very least, I know you're gonna try and swipe some robes from the White Spire.
And honestly, it doesn't matter to him which kinds they are. He'll play the role that he manages to acquire. So yeah.
Okay. All right, so getting some robes. What else are you all planning on getting, if anything?
Can I talk to my uncle?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Getting
Okay.
advice.
Yeah. Getting
Permission.
advice. Maybe, yeah, I was going to say, maybe permission. I feel like this is one of those things where it's like, let me ask for permission first before having to say sorry.
All right, sure. Yeah, we can have you go talk with your uncle.
Okay. She'll just kind of head over to his like study, then knock on the door.
Come in.
Don't do the accent. No, I don't feel awkward that I'm not doing the accent. That was me throwing the door open. Okay. She kind of squeezes through. It's probably like a heavy fucking wood door, so she opens it, she squeezes
Yes.
through, and then closes
Yes.
it.
And you see him at his desk, and he's filling out just various papers.
You look wonderful.
And he looks up at you. He's wearing well, actually no, he's by himself, so he's not wearing his mask right now. And he just looks at you quizzically. As do you?
Thank you, Uncle. You're too kind. Oh my god, these cats are like, I'm so sorry. They're refusing to get, they're like, oh my gosh, camera, it's my turn.
Vogue.
Right.
The fact that you're starting out with a compliment makes me assume you want something or need
And I
assistance
do.
with something.
And I do indeed. Why hide it? We're both adults here. Donc, Montbéliard, Do you know anything about the gathering at the church tomorrow?
And he sort of like moves his papers aside and just says, I was not expecting you to ask about the chantry.
I am feeling so. I just have such love in my heart for the maker. And I was thinking that, if there's an event happening at the chantry, maybe I should just go learn a little bit more about his grace or whatever.
Yes, you sound very convincing right about it right now. Well, I know.
Barely better than a heathen. I know nothing.
Well, I know that several clerics and grand clerics are going to be there, as well as many of the noble houses. And I believe there are also going to be some chantry sisters from other chantries of other nations being there as well for a special telling of the chant of light. The exact specifics I do not know.
Are you planning to go at all by any chance?
I had not intended on going.
I would be more than willing to represent the house's presence there, as you are no doubt weighed down by many tasks you must oversee. But as a good maker-fearing family, perhaps it would be good for us to show ourselves there, giving support.
And he sort of like, interlocks his hands and just sort of just rests his hand on the desk and says, what is your ulterior motive here?
I'm just curious as to what they talk about at the chantry. I'm just sorry, this is PTR tripping over my words. Sorry, okay. I'm just like just so curious as to what they talk about. The chantry, both the religious aspect of it and anything else that might be circulating.
Make a communications roll.
Stop
You
asking
lied,
me what I'm
punk.
doing. Stop asking what you don't want to know. She's like, you don't want to know, right? Because like, if something happens, you would be like, this stupid servant. You know what I mean? You don't actually want to know what's going on. Don't be like that. Well, my friend, got it 12.
12, and he says,
I
not...
see the look on your face. But think about this before you say no. This could go a long way in finding out if our aforementioned bard has any other connections that we've yet to hear of.
And he sort of like looks off to the side as if he's in thought for a moment.
You know their hands are not so clean.
Fine. And whatever it is you're going to attempt to do, be discreet about it. Do not drag the family name into anything unnecessary.
You have my word. I would never do anything like that intentionally or otherwise.
Is there anything else?
Good night. No, there's nothing else. We'll leave that for another time. Don't want to get too greedy. Well, your magnificence, your wonderfulness. Thank you for gracing me with your presence and time. Girl, get out of here. Oh my god. This is like the 4th time.
The showboating is unnecessary, but thank
I'm
you.
being so sincere. You work so hard.
Ade, be careful.
I will absolutely be. I don't like pain. So, you could trust that. Okay, I will see myself out before I say anything else that is annoying or silly and make you regret telling me that I can do this. All right, bye. We'll have another conversation, hopefully, at least before the month is done. Good luck with all that paperwork. Bye. She just fucking turns on her heel as she leaves. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Get out of here. That was me to Ade when she leaves.
Jesus Christ, I don't know who that is, but I say it to myself.
Micropreserve me.
Okay, so Ade had a productive conversation with her uncle.
I feel like if she's telling him or asking him, which, like, let's be honest, that meant she was probably still going to do it regardless if he said no or not, honestly. But if she's telling him, it is because she recognizes something definitely could go wrong. Because otherwise, why even bring it up? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
He probably recognizes that, but that's okay.
Yes. All right. Well, next on the list, I believe, Aosia, you were planning on trying and swiping some chantry robes from the White Spire and potentially maybe try and rope Frederick into this at Aiden's behest. You're muted.
There we go. Here's my plan. So I'ma have with Blankius, aka Frederick, kind of like I'm gonna test the waters with him and be like, hey, so if I need to do something in the tower right now that slightly troublesome, how willing would you be to have my back? I don't need you to be involved. I just need you to watch the door. And then I'm like, and then look away when I leave. Or you can watch me go. But I think that's what she's going to do. Like, you know, she's going to be like, all right, here is my thing. And she's like, and if you can't leave your post, like if you can't do that, just stay here and pretend I didn't say anything.
You want me to just keep watch?
Yeah, you do that all the time. So like I thought who would be the best person to be like on watch, on patrol for me, and I was like, oh, of course, Freddie D, and I'm testing new ones out, all right? Don't laugh at me. I can keep calling you wet blanket if you prefer, all right?
I
I'll go on.
would rather you not.
Yeah, wet pillowcase, wet sock, wet underwear. I have a litany of the bad ones. But anyway, if you are not busy right now, you could do me a solid and escort me down to a location that I won't be saying just yet, and then just like be chill, and then watch the door. I'll do what I need to do, and then I go. And like I'll give you like a reward or something.
Can you give me a bit more to go on?
About the reward?
About what it is?
Look, I just need to go to the laundry room and do something real quick. I need you to watch, and I don't know, be like, halt, ye who enters here. Like, do not, like, go walk around for 10 minutes and then come back. Like, I don't know, like, come up with some bullshit excuse. Be like, somebody's praying in here. Like, I don't know. And just, like, you keep watch. I'm not doing anything bad. It's not bad, I swear.
Fine,
and, like,
fine.
Good. See, this is what I like about you. You're weak-willed when it comes to me. Let's go.
You almost feel him roll his eyes when you say that last part.
And so she's probably gonna go down to the laundry room. And yeah, and she'll be like, all right, you go here. I'll be back in like 2 minutes, maybe 5 tops. It's not really big mission.
All right.
And she'll pat his cheek and be like, good boy. And she's gonna go into the laundry room, and go get 2 sets of robes.
Okay. You go into the laundry room and you do see there is already a sister in there currently washing clothes.
Praise the maker, sister. How is thou evening?
It is going all right. What are you doing in the laundry room?
Okay, it's kind of embarrassing. So, I know that you guys like pick up the clothes or whatever, and like you wash it, and you guys always do a really great job. But I accidentally let a really lacy thong slip into like the public laundry, and I just like don't want.
You immediately see her look scandalized.
I know. Like I don't even wear it that often. It's kind of like just like I like to look good in it in the mirror, and like I accidentally threw it into like the wash pile instead of like the private wash pile, and I realized, and like it's also like bright red, and so like I was like I don't want you accidentally staining something red. Like like a white cloth with my red scandalous lacy thong. And so I was just gonna go take a quick peek and see if I could find it. I don't mean to disturb you, sister. It's just I would like this slight hiccup to go unnoticed. You and me. Chill, right? Chill.
Make a communications roll.
Do I get like a bonus for a really good argument?
No, but if you have a focus, you can apply that.
I will focus and run in my fucking mouth. Okay. And that's a +1. So 14.
14. She she basically looks like she's torn between berating you or just wanting to vacate the immediate area based off of just this story. No. And she stands up and very quickly does that sort of like shuffle speed walk out of the room.
Fuck yeah. I don't say that. But I'm going to very quickly, I'm going to peek my head out as she goes.
And Frederick looks over at you and says, she looked like she just smelled something rancid, was the look I saw on her face.
Not a smell, more of a heard. I told her I lost my lacy thong in the piles of stuff. It was a lie, obviously.
Okay.
I'm not gonna let like the normal soap touch my good lace, but stay here. And she's gonna go back in and she'll steal 2 sets of robes.
Okay. You sort of like manage to sift through the various laundry that's in the process of drying, and you do manage to find a few chantry robes that are currently hanging up.
Okay, I need a small one and I need one that's large.
Okay. Finding a more like normal sized one is not very difficult at all. Make me a perception roll to see if you can find a small one.
That's a 9.
You do find many chantry robes, but unfortunately none that are small.
Okay, we're just going to have to talk. I'll take just like, the little bittest. And yeah, so I'll take 2 robes and we'll figure out what to do for Bukio with them. Because I don't want to permanently damage one, because that's like kind of like a little bit malicious. Bye, T.
Have a good one.
But yeah, so I'm gonna grab those 2, and then like I'll stuff one down my shirt, like roll it up, stuff it down my shirt. And I'll just do that with both. Like I'll just kind of like
just shove them in your robes.
And I'll be like, okay, they look good. And like, it's very lumpy front with kind of like bulging also upper. And I'm like, all right, this is fine. I walk out and act like nothing has changed about me.
And Frederick just looks at you and says, what are you doing?
Don't you know women are magic? We can change our bodies at any time.
I know you're magic. That's not what this is.
Oh, you think I'm magical? Stop, shut up.
I would say he blushes slightly.
Anyway, your reward for being good. You can hold my hands for the 10 seconds it's gonna get us to like walk down this private corridor. But then we can't hold hands after we get out of the corridor. But you're also going to be bringing me to my room. And I'm going to be walking behind you most of the way so people can't, like, see my front.
Okay.
This is what I love about you. Well, not love. I like this stuff about you. Like, you're agreeable. It's a good trait in, like, a guy. Okay, don't say anything. Don't say anything back. Let's just go. Let's go.
Let's just get you. Let's
Take
get
my
you to your room.
hand. Take my stupid hand. Hold on, I have to wipe it. It might be sweaty. Okay, now you can take my stupid hand.
He tentatively holds out his hand.
I'm not going to bite, my God.
And he grabs it.
There you go, with feeling. And then they'll
You-
walk, and eventually she'll let go of his hand, scoot behind him,
Yep.
have him escort her up to her rooms.
Yeah.
Um,
Eventually, you make it to your room, and sort of as you're out, immediately outside the door, he'll turn to face you. 'Cause I'm assuming you're still behind him, and says, "So, are you going to tell me what this is about?"
Okay, so like, oh my God, come inside.
Yes, I was going to say he immediately started peeking, and then just opens up the door.
She'll close it. She's like, this is very naughty of you, trying to get into my room so quickly after I gave you a kiss on the cheek. All right, I see what your game plan is here, and let me tell you, bucko, not happening tonight. I'm busy.
Well, that wasn't my intent. However, good to know, I suppose. Anyway, your stuffed robes, what's going on there?
I could lie and say I ate too much at brunch, but okay, so like, before I tell you if I was possibly going to be doing something that like I don't know how much you would approve of, like how much you have my back on it, you know, like I'm not doing anything malicious that would hurt anybody. I'm not even pulling a prank. Right? I'm going to be doing some investigating, and I needed to get some supplies for it, which were in the laundry room. And feel free to like walk out whenever this gets like too much for you, you know, like if you're just kind of like, I don't want to be like part of this, like a witness, or like, you know, like I would rather be ignorant and blissful. My friends and I will be going to the big stupid chantry party tomorrow because he got kidnapped recently, and we are going to do some investigating as to who it could be. And so we decided what better way and what better time to do so than to go to like the chantry party where a bunch of important figures are going to be meeting up and like slightly question them. Again, feel free to go whenever. And like she's like taking the robes out, and she's like, so we needed these to be able to like, you know, get in partially. I'm not going to be dressing in them because I think like if the church catches me in like a little Miss Nun wear, they're like going to be like, sacrilege, heretic. So be assured I'm not going to, I don't know, like piss on your maker or whatever by wearing like your chantry robes. I'm not doing anything bad, I promise.
Compared to some of the other things you've done, I would list this under minor crimes.
This is like a 3 out of 10.
Sure. Really, I would give it more of a 2 out of 10.
Oh, that's nice, you know. And if anything, if you're like free tomorrow, you could like come with. I also need you to stop looking at me with like that face of yours when like I say stuff like this. It like makes me really embarrassed.
What face?
That face. It's just like all pouty and it does things.
Pouty.
Yeah, you know, it's just, you know what? Just like look at the ceiling for like 2 minutes or something. My God, you're unbearable. And yeah, so like if you want to come or something, like, you know, we could go together. I'm gonna be dressed like as an attendant. So like, you know, if you want to go there, I don't know, like keep an eye on me because I know that's something you like to do. But also like, you know, you get to go to the chantry party and just like, you know, chillax, and you're like, oh, I'm a big bad Templar, love the church, etc. You know, I don't know how suspicious it'd be if you were there, but I'm going.
Want me to be there? I can see what I can do. I can't make any promises, though.
I'm not asking you to. I mean, like, if it's too much trouble, you don't have to show up. It's just like, you know, I thought it'd be good to have backup and like somebody who's like with the church, and like, I don't know, maybe you could like bail us out if something goes bad. Although it shouldn't go bad. Nothing should go wrong. We're just gonna be like asking questions and like gossiping, but like I just wanted to know if you wanted to be like in on my scheme.
And no one's gonna get hurt?
It's not in my plan, so no.
You're not about to deface a visage of Andraste or anything?
No, I'm not gonna blow up the goddamn church. And I'm not gonna vandalize or terrorize or minimize or blah 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 lies. I'm only gonna lie, but like, I'm not going to like anything IZE it. Yeah, like, I'm there on an information mission, like not gathering attention is like the key to this a little bit.
All right.
All right.
Sure, I will see what I can do.
Thanks. Yeah, so is it like a date or is it just kind of like a hangout, like a mission hangout? Because it's fine if it's a mission hangout, I don't mind.
Well, I'm assuming it will not be just the two of us.
No, my friends will be there.
Doesn't sound like much of a date to me.
Oh, so you don't want to go on a date with me?
And he looks away from you and says, I did not say that.
So you do want to go with a date on me? Oh, it's okay. I know you're desperate for me. You know what? Fine. It wouldn't have been a great first date anyway. Good pitch. We'll figure something else out. I don't know. Maybe you could like read like my porn magazine or something and like give me like edits
What?
on it. Yeah, dude. Like I wrote Pink Petal Paradise. Do you read it?
Pink
You can be
Petal
honest.
Paradise. I can't say I have.
Oh my god, you're like so lame, but like in a good way. It's okay. I get to expose you to like new forms of media, right? Like how there was that whole like big bust on like like illegal and unauthorized like kind of like smut that was going around on like the circle and like they just couldn't get it to stop. That was me.
That was you.
That was me. I wrote it.
Wow.
I wrote the book on this.
Honestly, impressive. That went around for much longer than anyone was anticipating.
Thank you. I did plan it out very well. But yeah, so tomorrow we're meeting up at 10 to go to the party, and then you can meet my friends in a contest where Bukio is not pretending to shit his brains out.
He did seem a bit over the top when that whole event
I'm
was
sure
going
half of it
on.
was real.
Which means you were up to something, I'm sure.
Oh. I've already kissed you, so I can't tell you because I don't kiss and tell. Just like ignore it. Like if you hear anything worrying about me, just like ignore it. That's like a really good strategy for you. Like if you're ever kind of like this might ping something, just like bury that.
Bury it deep down.
Yeah, be like, she might be doing something. That's not my business though. And like if it needs to be your business, I'll let you know. This is me trying to be honest with you as much as I need to be honest with you. So not totally, but like I'll give you about 30%.
30% honesty.
Well, we just started out, so like I don't know how much this honesty thing is gonna work. So I'm also protecting you. Now you don't know. And yeah.
Can we aim for 50?
You might have to give me some dirt on you.
Like what?
I don't
And
know,
also
like
why?
I need leverage. And like
So you can potentially blackmail me later?
No, just like I have it for like peace of mind.
Okay.
I don't know, like what's your like dirty dark secret? Like you put on your socks, like I don't know, like in a weird way.
What would
You
be
don't
a
chew your
weird way to
food.
put on socks? Also, why was that your go-to first thought?
The first enchanter puts one sock on and then the shoe, and then puts the other sock on and then the shoe.
I wish I didn't know that.
Yeah, same. Now we're at 40% honesty. See, I gave you my blackmail. Not that I blackmail you, like, you know.
A deep, dark secret.
Oh my god, do you have like a secret family?
No, I do not. I can definitively tell you that.
Oh, okay. Oh my god, you have a half sibling who's a mage, and you came to the tower for them. Am I getting closer?
Not to my knowledge.
You're secretly a girl. It's okay if you are.
Do I look like a girl to you?
No. But you could just be wearing a very good disguise.
An interesting thought, but no, I am not.
You seem to really be struggling with this. This is crazy.
A deep, dark secret?
Yeah, like the fact that you don't have one that you can think of immediately is wild.
Well, typically, I do my best to keep a deep, dark secret buried deep down, as you would say.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, well, I'm a man of like, you know, the maker, so I don't have deep dark secrets because I'm like holy.
No, I'm not that kind of cliche. Also, I'm not in denial.
Check on the box there. You know, you can think about this if you don't have anything that immediately comes to mind. I get it, you're a pure soul before me. And being honest is hard, you know? Like, not everybody can be as blunt as I am. So, it's difficult.
And he sort of looks over your shoulder and says, "How did you get a bearskin rug in here?"
Is that what you want to be part of the 50% honesty? Because I don't think that's what you want to be part of the 50% honesty.
I suppose you're not. I am curious, though, but I will leave the curiosity alone, I guess.
You know, don't poke the sleeping bear there. But yeah, I mean, also, I have a question for you. And if
Shoot.
you don't know anything, it's fine. Have you heard anything about like a dude called Moiran?
Moiran?
Moiran.
Do you have anything more to go off of? Like a descriptor or anything?
Elf. A man. Like a male elf.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Yes. Kind of has like, you know, like dark bluish black curly hair. That's about all I know.
Nothing rings a bell off the top of my head, but I can ask around.
No. Actually, I would prefer if you didn't ask around. I was just wondering if you'd heard anything, and the fact that you haven't, good.
All right then.
And that's part of the 50% that you probably don't want to be asking questions about either. So I'll just tell you that. Yeah. So like, do you want to make out, or are you just gonna go?
And he sort of just stands there for a moment, and then without saying anything, he just kisses you.
Me acting like I didn't initiate that. Every time something has a reaction. And then we'll fade to black on what happens there. But checkbox listed. She does have the gear. So she has the robes. And she'll spend like part of the night just kind of like figuring out how she's gonna make it fit on Bukio.
Okay. All right. Well, Aiden, or Buccio, do either of you have anything that you wanted to do to prep for the upcoming event?
Would I guess I don't know how familiar Buccio would be with ceremonies and things like that, so he's probably knows nothing. So he could probably get away with being
Not
like
a very
mute.
religious sort.
Yeah, he could probably get away with being a mute servant, mute member, or something like that, and probably follow Aiden's cue. So that's probably that's kind of what his plan is. He pictures there's going to be like a montage coming up of like them like trying to
Put him in the dress.
yeah, exactly. They're going to be like like a picture of you down there with like pins and like stand still,
Breathe in.
So
Stuck in that gut.
a whole montage of them getting the robe ready for him, but otherwise that's kind of his plan.
All right, sounds good.
Aiden always has things he needs to do, and always
Well,
has.
this is true. He always has machinations on machinations.
Yes, exactly. So it's been a few days, and his group is concerned, and so he's got to check in with them, and he's
Very
checking
fair.
in with Val, and basically saying, "I'm okay. It was a little bit dangerous there for a little bit, but sometimes this is part of the work."
Yes, and she is almost in tears over the sight of you.
And he has come back and he pats her on the back and everything like that. He's like, "It's okay. I'm okay."
I thought you were dead.
And I came very near to it, but I have survived. There are forces at work in the world against us, but it's going to take more than that to bring me down. So so he is going to relay that first of all, he's going to ask her about what he tasked her to do. He's like, "Did you proceed with the work?" And she had two things that she really needed to do. And first was to transcribe copies of the Grimoire Demonicum that he bestowed to her. How's that coming along? There should be at least one copy now.
I have not quite finished the one copy. I am nearly done, but I have not quite finished it just yet.
Excellent. Continue making progress on that, no matter what happens to me. And of course, have you reached out to our publisher, our secret publisher, our street publisher, about the draft that I talked to you about?
I've tried to get into contact with them, but they have not been responding to my letters.
Those bastards. Okay, we will need to pursue that with more vigor and possibly more change, and get them really interested, because really this also needs to get published. We need to start the serial going.
Not related to this, but more related to the actual schooling. Professor Cochet, he had been asking if anybody had seen you as of late, since you've been gone, obviously.
Right.
But also I overheard him shit talking you.
Wow, you did not.
I did, and I couldn't believe it.
He's just jealous, right? He's been in that post for some time, hasn't published anything of notable value, and he feels threatened. That's what people do when they feel threatened. They start to shit talk, and they see a star on the rise, and they and he hasn't had to contend with the kind of fame that I bring to the university, and so
I know.
Yeah. So you know what? We're gonna take that as a good thing. He can continue to shit talk, and at some point we'll have we'll have a reckoning when it comes
when you show up back to class.
Yes,
oh my goodness, the look on his face.
Oh yeah,
I can only imagine.
He's gonna get what's coming to him, because the things I've found out, the things I've uncovered, You're not going to believe it. It is going to rock the entire scholarly order. So believe me, it's coming. We're doing the real hard work here, Val. Okay, we are doing the real scholarly research and the real work here. So yeah, let him sit. Yeah.
Yeah, and she takes his hands and just says, yes, we are. I believe it with every fiber of my being.
Yes, and he holds her hand too. He's like, never ever lose your faith. You know, they will try to shake it, they will try to question it. You got to hold true to the purpose, all right, and know that you can trust me, all right. Just
I do trust you.
That's right. Just keep supporting me. Just keep doing what the good work that I'm asking you to do, and we will get through this. All right. It's just our opposition rising to try to take us down, because they are afraid of us. All right. And I have found out things that you would not believe. So I can't discuss all those things right now.
I understand.
Now there's one other thing. And I want you to, I know you're handling a lot right now, so I don't want you to handle this, okay? But it's very, 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 very important, okay? Because we were mistreated, which is to say I was mistreated a few days ago. Now, I was also mistreated during the last few days, but a few days ago, there was an incident, okay, at a particular establishment in the city, all right? You may know of it, right? The Sweet Song Brandy Parlor.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So while we are trying to handle these other affairs, we cannot let that stand. Okay. Offenses against us cannot be left to stand. And so here's what we're going to do. We are going to strike back. And so he is going to give her a list of things and basically say, I want the other members of our research group to handle this. They have to work on their publishing skills and their writing skills, and they need to be able to do this and demonstrate this in order to be part of this very important organization. So what we're going to do is we're going to send out the following things. We're going to put the reviews up, and somebody's going to handle some vermin infestation, right? There's reports of vermin infestation, and not without some evidence, right? Even if vermin need to be found and deposited, right? And so we're talking about rats, we're talking about bats, we're talking about termites, we're talking about bed bugs. I want that place infested. All right, and so he's getting into it now, and he says, and next thing he says, and somebody needs to sneak in.
Also, we're doing a rumor spreading black market
scheme. Yes,
or
we are.
A blackmailing scheme.
That's right, exactly, and not without evidence. Okay, you can't just go spreading around lies. These would not be lies. These would be actual problems that this establishment has. And so like their victuals and libations should be fouled. And so, there should be problems with the meals there, the food that they're serving to people. It's a health hazard. Can't have it, So these things people need to know. And then of course, once those things have gotten out and people have experienced those problems, we can proceed with the court order to have the place condemned and shut down.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Now this is a multi-step process, but
yes, I will get some of the others on it.
The owner of that establishment has crossed me, and this cannot be allowed to stand. So that is I expect that establishment to be shut down in a month. So that's what's going to happen here. So yeah, they'll know better, right?
Yes, I will get some of the others on it, and I'll pick out the best suited for sure.
I know I can depend on you, Val. I know I can. Even in my absence, I never stopped thinking about you, and I never stopped knowing that you were out there doing the good work. And so you have been outstanding, and you will go far.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Yeah. Your service has been recognized and will continue to be recognized.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. It's honestly been an honor working with you, and I'd say that about very, very few people.
It's truly an honor for me as well.
Yes. One day you might head this organization here in Val Royale. Or in Tiva. We may open up a branch there.
It is likely I will be going back there once I graduate from university.
But these are bigger ambitions.
Yes.
You'll be responsible for for beginning our branch there too. Show me what you can do in the next few weeks here.
I will.
Okay. Good girl.
You stole my line.
And with that, I think we'll wrap it up for the evening.
He's got a chantry book. He can easily bring that, for tomorrow. That's like
Will say was not expecting started this game, was not expecting Aiden to end up with a cult wife, but apparently apparently that's where it's going.
It's a TV show coming on.
Yeah, absolutely. This is he's got ambitions and plans always, so yeah.
It's like, what better than have your partner open up the Antibon branch?
That's right. Colt's got a cult,
People are like, when you say partner, do you mean like business or home? And you're like, yes.
Yes, both of those.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Aloysius.
Yes,
a lot
thank you.
of fun. Did we get to anything you had planned?
No, we didn't.
We're gonna be honest. I went into this session not really having a plan because I'm like, I have a few potential leads they can go through in my head, and we'll see if they get anywhere with any of them.
This is what we're good at, we improv for you. So you're like, here's the most minuscule thing, and we're like, all right, what if you did that for an hour?
We have 2 episodes left, so if there's anything you really need to get in, you're probably going to have to steer this group.
Yeah, I think the last 2 sessions will definitely, I'll need to be a bit more rigid, but yeah.
I will keep my making out to a minimum.
I say, but season so far been a blast. I've been having a good time.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
I have too.
All right,
we've got a great
friends.
group. So
we do. We really have a great group of folks. Thanks again, everybody who's watching the video. If you're watching on YouTube, watching on the stream, we appreciate your support. And we will be back next Friday with another game of Masks and Muses. So good night, everybody.
Mini Melt sponsor us.
Mini Melt sponsor us.
Yes, Mini Melts.